Well, here we go. As we enter our third season with Leicester, we are qualified for the Conference League at the moment. We might get pushed up into the Europa League, but I have no intentions of doing well in Europe because my main priority is trying to win the Premier League, ideally in the next 3 seasons. This season would be ideal, but I don't think that's going to happen. But we've got £18 million to spend to hopefully sign some world class players. Hello, welcome to part 12 of the King Power project. And coming up in today's episode, we do have our transfer special. But before we do any transfer business, because I don't have a clue what we're going to do today, I don't know how many players are going to leave, how many players are going to come in, because I'm pretty happy with the squad. There's some players that I will definitely get rid of, but I just haven't worked out who. But before we do any business, let's take a look at our end of season review. Obviously, first season in Premier League, no trophies, didn't really go on any cup runs, but we did qualify for Europe, finishing 7th in the Premier League. But these are new arrivals. We did a lot of business, more business as I was anticipated. So obviously, Jakob Napoleon Ramsas obviously came in January, only played 15 games, 5 starting, 10 from the bench, 5 goals, 5 assists. That's not bad. Not bad for 21-year-old who's quite decent. I don't know where he's going to be playing next season, whether he's going to be a centre mid alongside Bellingham or we do move to a 4-2-3-1. Don't have a clue at all. So next up was our striker, Abdul Asima. Obviously played most of the games, 18 goals, 1 assist. That's not too bad. He did get signing of the season, and I completely agree with that. He was absolutely brilliant for us. Samuel Dozy had a slow start, but slowly worked his way into probably our first choice left winger, and he'll probably keep doing that for the next season as well. Then obviously Esposito joined us on a permanent transfer. He's still very young, still only 19, now a wonder kid as well, which is very, very good. I'm sure he'll be playing much more games for us next season. And obviously Patrick Dorgu came in for just a replacement for Luke Thomas till the end of the season. I doubt might try and potentially sign him. Though he is worth quite a lot of money, so I don't expect to see him back in a Leicester shirt next year, but never say never. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Then obviously Yunus Musa came in on fairly cheap transfer, 13 million, played some games. Again, still very young, still great midfielder. I mean, our midfield is absolutely dynamite. It's unbelievable how good it is. And David Seamer, obviously, didn't really play too many games, only played 10, 15 games, scoring 2 goals. He is only 24, but we are trying to let him go because he is only a leading championship player. Anyone with championship ability is going to go. Same with Kasper Ceballos. Started in goal the first 4 games of the season, then we just dropped it for Manson and Stolicic. Yeah, we definitely need another goalkeeper because I think Manson definitely goes as well. So we'll keep Stolicic as a backup for this year. Definitely a new goalkeeper is needed. And Joe Spence, absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely fantastic. Only 24 years old. The fact we've got him and he's ours is absolutely ridiculous. And obviously KK came in only 21 years old. He's going to be a fantastic player in the future. Still lots of room to improve, but he looks like a great player. Then obviously Joe Bellingham, again, I don't know what Dortmund are thinking of letting him go for 14.5 million, which he's only 19. He is going to improve, and he is now wonder kids. That's 2 wonder kids in our squad, Esposito and Bellingham at the moment. And obviously Eric Martel came in as a defensive midfielder, absolutely brilliant. Then Victor Chus, he was all right. He is a leading championship player, so potentially he could do with moving on, but I think we might just keep him around just because he is, I think he's a little bit better than Zima. And obviously Premier League, the board actually wanted us to avoid relegation. We did that by finishing 7th and qualifying for the Conference League. Obviously Tottenham are in the Europa League final, so I don't know what that happens if, I don't know what that will mean if they do end up winning the Europa League and qualifying for the Champions League. I don't think it will matter too much with us, but yeah, we might get pushed up into the Europa League, but you never know. Biggest win was a 5-1 win over Leeds United. Match to remember was a 5-2 win over Tottenham. Our goal of the season went to Musa for his goal against Everton. I think I remember this one quite well. I believe it was, I think Samuel Dozie, obviously with the assist. Yeah, I remember this goal. I said this goal was going to be goal of the season, and boy, was I right. That was one hell of a goal. That is. I mean, we had another decent goal. I can't remember who it was against, but we had multiple great goals after that. Club reputation has stayed the same at 3.5 stars of current ability. That probably will go up at the end of this season after our one season in Europe. Annual revenue has sort of done all right, considering it's our first season in the Premier League. I expect most things to go up, apart from the corporate and hospitality and matchday commercial retail. We have sold some merchandise this year, most popular names being Seema, Adoze, Romsas, even though he's only in for half a season, Joe Bellingham and Musa, same as him, only here for half a season. So that's quite some things. Best 11 was Hermansen in goal. I mean, he only played 20 appearances. I mean, yeah, we definitely need a new goalkeeper. And obviously, it was a back four: Justin, Vestergaard, Chus, and Christensen. Martel at the base of the midfield. Then we had Ndidi and Bellingham. Then McAteer on the right, Doze on the left, and Seema up front. I think Ndidi is another player we could potentially look to move on, because obviously Bellingham is probably going to be a natural playmaker when he grows up. So let's what's a couple was Abdullah Seema is cleaning him up. Got fans player, young player, 23 years old, obviously signing of the season. Top goal scorer with 18, and obviously highest average rating of 7. Record breakers, Victor Christensen, 10 other cards. Did we get any red cards this year? Did we? I don't recall getting any red cards, but that's not to say we didn't. We actually didn't. We 0 red cards. Wow. But we did pick up a lot of yellow cards. But I'll take a season without getting a red card. That's quite some achievement. So club expectations for next year: play attacking football, play possession football, make the most of set pieces, play high tempo pressing football, play entertaining football. I think that's all good. So they want us to reach the latter stages of the Conference League. That's absolutely fine. I'm all good with that. Seema's been made, club has made a bid for Seema. Let's talk to the lads about next season. I reckon top half again. Maybe push for a title fight. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see what business we do. If I feel like we've done some great business, we might potentially be in a title fight. Let's go. Yeah, we'll stick to go to Belgium. Seema, 12 million. How much did we buy you for? 6 million. That's basically double what we paid, which is that's a nice, decent profit. Obviously, it will get added on to that £87 million. So we'll probably have over £100 million to spend over the course of this summer or this season. I'm not sure how much money I'm actually going to spend. I might only spend like half of this and spend the rest in January, possibly. But we'll come back beginning of the transfer window. I might have done, obviously, one player will definitely have gone. Maybe a few other players might be transfer listed, but I guess we'll see what happens on the first day of the transfer window. Just don't expect any new signings. As you can see, we have qualified for the Europa League. Didn't initially qualify for the Conference League, but Tottenham have won the Europa League, which I didn't think that would affect us at all. But we have been bumped up into the Europa League, so Tottenham qualifying for the Champions League. That makes it the top 6 teams have qualified for the Champions League. That is absolutely ridiculous. Man United still can't qualify for Europe. I thought they would have definitely got a spot in Europe, but obviously with that form, they don't deserve it at all. And they've started to Ruben Amorim. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, they sacked him in game, they can't sack him in real life. That is just absolutely bobbins. It is obviously the opening day of the transfer window. Jed Spence has been rumoured to have a move to Saudi Arabia. I don't want that to happen. Obviously, if they offer 39.5 million, I might be persuaded, but I don't I don't think a move is going to materialise. But let's see who we have been rumoured with. So we've been rumoured with Ergikan Shakir, who's a Turkish goalkeeper. Does look pretty decent. Obviously, we will give him a scout. He's definitely far better than any of our other goalkeepers. Second player is Nicholas Hedel. He's another goalkeeper, a bit younger, slightly. I'm not too sure. I don't think I mean, Casper Tobias is better than him, so I don't think that's going to happen. Then obviously Luca De La Torre is a American centre mid. As much as he looks great, and he can play multiple positions. I don't think we really need it, but we'll give him a scout, see what he comes back as. If he's any decent, we'll probably make a judgment, but at the moment, it is just David Seaman leaving. He's joining our Etihad for £12 million. He's leaving us on the 1st of July. Apart from that, we are trying to sell our two goalkeepers, but no one wants to make a bid for them just yet, unless we can get a bid for Tobias now. £27 million for Tobias, even though we paid £27 million and played him like, was it 4 games? I will take that. James Justin, I think probably goes. James Justin, I think you're done. So I think we are going to be having a bit of a massive clear out. So if James Justin's going, Jed Spence is definitely staying, I hope. And I hope Casey McAteer obviously stays this season. Obviously, we have promised him he can go if a bid of £85 million comes in. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. But obviously, just to recap on the transfer budget, we've got £100 million to spend in this transfer window. So I expect a few world-class signings, hopefully. I reckon, hopefully by the middle of July, we should have signed at least 2 or 3 world-class players. Well, it is currently the 12th of July. We have sold a lot of players. We haven't brought in many players. We've only brought in 2 players, but my plan was to sell anyone first. So I don't think we're going to be selling any other players throughout today's episode. So all the players that have gone are gone. And obviously we've only signed 2 players. And allow me to say goodbye to the players that have left the club. So obviously James Justin did join Everton for £21 million. He wasn't really that great. I don't know why Everton want him, considering they did avoid relegation, but they signed him for £21 million. So I presume they think he's absolutely brilliant. Then Kasper Tobias has joined Cruz Azul for £27 million. Who were they? They are a Mexican team. And we signed him for how much? 7 million, sold him for 27, so that's a £20 million profit. Then moving on to this season, David Seaman has joined our Etihad for £12 million. Josh De Silva obviously signed him on a free transfer, joined Montpellier for £4 million, so it's not a bad deal. We've hoped to get more money for him, but considering we signed him on a free transfer and barely used him, that's not too bad. Sammy Braybrook has once again gone out on loan to Norwich, had a loan spell at AH Leuven last season where he played 34 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, not too bad. Hopefully could do a little bit better with Norwich. Madsen has joined Girona for £7 million. I'm not sure how much we signed him for, 6 million, so it's a little bit of a profit, but not much. And Will Alves has joined Wolves for £9.5 million. Wanya Marshall has joined San Etienne for £6 million, and Ben Nelson has joined Burnley for £8 million. We have signed 2 players, one permanent, 1 loan. Permanent signing is Ergikan Shakir. He's a Turkish goalkeeper, 3.5 stars of current ability. Good Premier League player, comes in from Trabzonspor for £22 million. Just like a decent keeper, some decent stats. Good, very good at one-on-ones, which is what I like to see with a goalkeeper. Then moving on to Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's a English left back, 2.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, decent Premier League player, comes in from Arsenal on loan for this season. As a loan spell at Millwall a couple of seasons ago, played 10 games for Arsenal, so I'm not sure. I don't know how we've got him in on loan because I'm fairly sure he's a first team regular for Arsenal in real life. Clearly not on this game, but hopefully, obviously, we are going to be using him as a left winger. Obviously, can play centre mid CDM, but preferably he's going to be a left winger. So this is the squad at the moment. So we've got goalkeepers are as follows: Jakim Solishak and Jurgen Kenchikere. Right backs this season, we've just got Ches Spence at the moment. We are keeping an eye out for another right back. I don't know whether we're going to get a young one with decent potential or a world-class right back. So I'm leaning towards a young one because Ches Spence is still very, very good. Then centre-backs, we've got Yannick Vestergaard, Victor Chus and Kai. So definitely need another centre-back, possibly a ball-playing defender, I reckon, or just a normal centre-back, I reckon. Then left-backs, obviously, we've got Victor Christensen and Miles Lewis-Skelly. No idea which one's going to be the first choice. I'm leaning towards Miles Lewis-Skelly at the moment. And obviously, defensive mids, I think we will continue using the 4-3-3. We've got Eric Martel. Wilfred Ndidi is still at the club. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. So I think we might use Wilfred Ndidi as the backup defensive mid. Then we've got the playmakers, probably will be Yunus Musa and Jude. No, not Jude. We haven't got Jude yet. We might try and sign him at the end of this transfer window, possibly. We've got Yunus Musa and Joe Bellingham, possibly as the two playmakers. Then we've got obviously Romsas, who is a fairly decent Mazzara, who he can play there. It's not his strongest role, but he can play there. And we've also got this guy, Bilal El Kanousse, has been on loan to Alabaz last season. This is actually quite decent for them, so I think we're probably going to use him as a centre mid. We'll probably start training him up to be a. We'll have him play him as a Mazzara at the moment, but we'll see. So I think we'll probably go with a midfield partnership of Bellingham and Romsas this season. We did that back end of last season, and it worked quite well. So I think midfield is pretty much done unless like Ndidi or any of them not go, which I don't think that will happen. Then obviously right wingers, we've got Fataru and Casey McAteer. Fataru is a decent Premier League player. If he was a championship, that might just be the tipping point for me because he needs to improve. He's a late developer, I reckon. Then obviously left wingers, we've got Mavididi and Samuel Adozi. I think Mavididi, he is a decent backup, but will anyone want him? No. I think Mavididi probably ends up staying unless he goes very late on in this episode. Then strikers, obviously same as Ash, Abdul Asima and Francisco Esposito. So I think for now it is literally just another right back, another centre back. Is that it? That can't be. There must be more positions than that. It is just a right back and centre back, and we've got £149 million to spend. Yeah, this shouldn't be tricky at all, but I am leaving it quite late on. I thought we needed more players than that, but we have got plenty of players. So obviously we've just got just over a month before we do play our first games of the episode. Should be possible, but we just need two players, right back and a centre back. If we have more than two signings, obviously other players will have left the club. Well, we have reached the start of the brand new Premier League season, and I am pleased to announce I only signed the centre back and the right back. I was only going to do the two other signings unless obviously any other players else went, but no other players have left the club. But without further ado, let's take a look at all of the transfer business we have done throughout today's episode. Obviously, the players that have left the club remain the same. Obviously, I'll just recap them very quickly. James Justin joined Everton for 21 million. Kasper Tobias joined Cruz Azul for 27 million. David Seamer joined Al Ittihad for 12 million. Josh De Silva has joined Montpellier for 4 million. Sammy Braybrook has gone out on loan to Norwich. Matt Manson has joined Girona for 7 million. Will Alves has joined Wolves for 9.5 million. Wanya Marshall has joined San Etienne for £6 million. Ben Nelson has joined Burnley for 8.25 million, and one of our youngsters, Misrad Ali, he's not going to be any good. He's joined Rotherham on loan. I mean, he's had numerous loan spells. He's getting better. Obviously, his first loan spell was at Tamworth International. Then Gillingham in League 2. Now he's at Rotherham in League 1. He's actually done all right. He did all right last year at Gillingham. I don't think he's obviously he does have Premier League potential, but I don't think he's going to get up there. But obviously today we have only signed 4 players this transfer window. I don't expect us to do anything else before transfer deadline day. So obviously first up it was Ergin Çakır, obviously Turkish goalkeeper, 3.5 stars of goal ability. Good Premier League goalkeeper, came in from Trabzonspor for £22 million. I reckon he's going to be a top class keeper for us. I reckon he's going to win us the Premier League this year, possibly. And next up, we signed Miles Lewis-Skelly. He's a obviously English left back, can obviously play in the midfield, but obviously primarily he's going to be our left back. 2.5 stars of capability, 5-star potential. Good Championship player, potentially Premier League. Obviously comes in from Arsenal on loan for the rest of this season. Then meeting the 2 players you haven't met yet. First up being Igor Ogbu. He's a Nigerian centre-back, 4 stars of current ability, good Premier League player. He comes in from Damac for £30 million. I mean, it's quite a lot of money, but I think judging by his value, I think we paid probably the right amount. So I mean, it's quite decent. He's not going to improve, but only 25, hasn't even hit his prime yet, so I reckon he's going to be one hell of a centre-back for us. And next up, we've got, well, last but not least, I should say, we've got Enoch Mastoras. He's a Dutch right-back, can also play centre-back and defensive mid, but primarily we're going to bring him in to be a right-back, backup right-back for this year, because he's only 2 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, decent Championship player, potentially Premier League, comes in from AZ Alkmaar for £29.5 million. And a loan spell at Cardiff last year in the Championship. Where he did play 35 games, 1 goal, 1 play of a match. That's not too bad for an 18-year-old back then. Obviously 19, I'm thinking value that's very, very good. If we're judging by his value, I think he's going to be one top player. I think he's already made, at the age of 19 years old, 10 appearances for the Netherlands. He's got a bright future ahead of him, only 19 as well. Not a wonder kid just yet, but I'm sure he will be in a probably by January he'll be upgraded to a wonder kid, I reckon. So obviously that's all the transfer business we've done. And not running out of profit this year, but it's fine. Obviously we did sell £48 million worth of players last year, so yeah, it's sort of a profit. I mean, we've only spent £86 million, sold like 95 million, including the 2 players that we sold on the back end of last season. So I don't think that's a bad lot of business. Most of the players we have sold were basically out on loan last year, so these 3 players were out on loan last year. So yeah, I think that's fine. The squad is basically the same as last year, apart from the 4 new signings. Obviously, and Bilal El Kanousse coming back from his returning from his loan spell. I'm hopeful he could be a very decent backup, potentially maybe push into I doubt he's going to push into the first team, but he could definitely come off the bench most games. But let's take a look at the season preview. Obviously, bearing in mind we finished 7th last season, it's predicted us to finish in 10th. That's not too bad. I was hoping they would predict us to finish first, because that's the plan this year. That's what we want to achieve. Try and win the Premier League. Don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. You never know what can happen in this game. What's our predicted key players? So Igor Ogbu and Ergin Çakır. Projected 11. This might actually be fairly accurate. So Ergin Çakır in goal. I agree with that. Back four of Lewis Skelly, Ogbu, Kekai, and Spence. That's actually correct. I think that probably will be the back four that plays in the first Premier League game. Then Martel in the midfield, along with Musa and Romsas. Possibly, it might be Bellingham ahead of Musa. I'm not really sure, but I think that's probably fairly accurate. The midfield trio. Then obviously Dozy on the left, yes. Seamer on the right, no, he's going to be up front. Then obviously McAteer will be up front. But for once, the projected lineup seems 100%, well, 90% accurate. There's a few players that can be chopped and changed here and there, but I'm feeling quite confident going into this season. Obviously, you haven't done a massive amount of business because we didn't need to, because we did lots in January. So, yeah, obviously we've still got the same amount of money we started with. It feels like we haven't spent anything, but we have. We still got £88 million to spend. I'm not sure who we signed. Can we? I just want to have a look. Really, I don't think he's going to want to join. But Erling Haaland, do you want to join? No, I just thought I'd try it on camera just so people don't moan in the comments to say, yeah, can you try and sign Erling Haaland? I can't. He ain't going to join Leicester anytime soon, especially not within the 5 seasons we've got with Leicester, but obviously 3 seasons left today. But yeah, not bad bit of business, but I think we're going to do very well. If we can finish inside the top 4, that'd be great. I think this season, what we'll do is we'll probably get it wrapped up. Well, obviously, we'll do the first 2 games in the next episode. Then probably after that, we'll probably just jump through to the middle of the season, because the first half of the season doesn't really mean anything. If you're 10th, you're 10th. If you're first, we're not going to stay first the whole season. But and I think it is quite a simple start. The difficult games don't really start until December, when you get Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea all in a row. That's going to be fun, but yeah, I think we should be fine. So I will see you all in the next episode for our first Premier League games of the brand new season against Brentford and Bournemouth. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.